Hi folks, it's Jonathan from Spiritual Speakeasy. I have not done a Spiritual Speakeasy for a very, very long time. There are reasons for that. I might discuss that as we go along. But today you'll find also that there's somebody else who's joined us. It's my lovely wife, Anne. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Anne right in the hot seat and ask her to tell everybody a little bit about herself, because we do work together, and after how many years of marriage? 28 years of marriage. We're still alive. We've not killed each other. There's been attempts, but the police have not been notified. So I'm going to hand you over to my lovely wife, and she's going to tell you a little bit about what she does.
Hi everyone. Wonderful to be here. I'm generally behind the scenes rather than being in front of the camera, as you're probably aware. Jonathan's Speakeasy is very much his own thing. What am I? I'm all sorts of things, really, jack of all trades, really. But together we run wellbeing business, holistic wellbeing.
Yeah, but you're master of one. Sorry.
I am. So yeah.
That's Reiki, by the way. So you're wondering.
Yeah. We do lots of different things together at our centre. So there's all sorts of therapies that go on. I particularly specialise in Reiki and past life regression. I teach meditation. I teach Reiki. Prefer not to use the term Reiki master as such. I always find that it's bandied about really as a badge when, maybe I've achieved in the Western world the title of master, but let's be honest, even when you reach mastership level, you've still got a heck of a long way to go. So I might accept that title when I'm perhaps in my 80s, sat on a mountain. Hopefully I might get there one day and feel like I've deserved the title.
We're just mastering life, really, aren't we?
We are.
It's part of our mission.
It's a continual journey, isn't it?
Mastering life and what goes beyond.
So personally, I prefer Reiki teacher. I do teach the original, not the traditional style of Usui Reiki.
What? Usui?
Mikai Usui. So in a nutshell, that's about it really, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I think so. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's lots more to you.
There's lots more
to Anne than meets the eye, by the way.
This is not my show.
She's a very talented lady. She's got lots of talent. By the way, your rattle jewellery. Do you need a cushion for it? Because every time you move your hands, it kind of clanks on the table.
I shall take the rattly jewellery off.
It's like, what your dad told you? He said if you wore too many rings, you'd never get a job.
He did actually tell me that, did my
fact.
Dearly departed father.
So she wore too many rings and now she works for herself.
I have to work for myself because nobody will employ me.
Exactly. So he was absolutely spot on, wasn't he?
He was.
So we just thought we'd like to come on board and just have a little chat between us. Where do we start? The state of the world and all that kind of stuff. And there is so much going on, and the intensity of things are really, really kind of ramping up now. And we've still got this unbelievable divide in society. But just to kind of fill you in on some of the information I've been receiving, because for about 2 months now, I've been a bit in the spiritual wilderness, to be honest, and that's the reason why I've not posted anything for a good while, because I've literally had nothing to say. I've been a little bit uninspired about things, and we've got lots of things going on in the background personally, in terms of my dad's health and things like that. So there's been lots of things really taking up our time, and we've had lots on the agenda, but not on the spiritual agenda, so to speak. However, just this last week or so, that inspiration has begun to come back a little bit for both of us, really. We both. The thing about me and Anne is we both tend to experience similar things at similar times, and if one has a different experience, the other one will probably catch up to that, and vice versa. So we do work quite well. I feel as a spiritual partnership. without a shadow of a doubt, because one generally tends to lift the other up. But it's fair to say that just this last couple of months we've been a right pair of miserable so-and-sos. So it's true. We have really, literally, it's like this spiritual thing, people might think, oh yeah, spiritual person that can do this and that. You know what? It's like some days it's complete hell,
It's really hard.
And even Jesus himself said, and I'm not a Christian, by the way, but I have, studied the Bible. Even Jesus himself said that if you want to choose a spiritual pathway, mate, it ain't going to be easy. Yeah, and there are no truer words, honestly. Particularly in these times when we can see through the veil, for those of us who can see through the veil, and you have to watch and observe humanity basically destroying itself right in front of your very eyes. And when you've come to this earth to help people and to heal people and to guide people and to learn from other people, because that's what we're doing. We're all learning from each other right now, yeah? And when we're watching that, sitting on the sidelines, it's like a parent with a child. But even now, parents and children, it's like, as one guy quite, well, I wouldn't say aptly put it, but put it very well, saying, you're now shoving your kids under the bus. Yeah. And it's like, it's so hard for anybody who is sensitive to spirit or is empathic or has a deep love for humanity. It's so hard to watch this happening. But as we know, it's all happening for a reason. It's all this awakening process. And to awaken, sadly, we have to be taken to the depths to actually begin to see the light. And people are so distracted by the world and the people who are controlling us and all the world around us that they are not giving themselves that opportunity to see the light, to see beyond, this version or vision of reality. So just recently, I managed to communicate again with one of my guides. I've probably mentioned this consciousness in previous speakeasies, called Calpatra, not Cleopatra, okay, but Calpatra. And he kindly came through and explained to me, okay, we're going into a period now where balance is going to begin to be the thing. And as much as the world is divided, we have to now begin to unify, yeah, regardless of our opinions, regardless of what we think or feel. The last thing we need to be doing is hating people, hating each other, yeah, despising each other, because one person's not had the medicine, the other person has had the medicine. You're not coming in here, mate, because you haven't had the medicine, and all that nonsense. It's a division created by, as I've mentioned in my previous speakeasy, what I call the bad robots, okay, the soulless people who control our lives, who do not have compassion or a heart. And when we are in their reality, and this is the reality that they're creating for us right now and have been for many, many months, then we will always feel as though we're on the outside of that reality, yeah? And a lovely lady explained to me recently about a relative of hers, a young man, who was really feeling out of place with the world, absolutely felt completely isolated, didn't know what to do, didn't know who to turn to, didn't know who to speak with. And this was in the middle of a reading, and these words just came through and said, the reason he feels like this is because the world he is meant to live in has not yet been created. And that, to me, just blew my mind. And I thought, how many people does that actually resonate with right now? The world that we are going to be living in has yet to be brought into existence. This is their world. This is the old world. This is the world of the bad robots. This is the low-level vibration stuff where we really can't begin to get any lower, okay? And it's getting lower all the time. However, we're not here to talk about doom and gloom, and the clock says it's 2:22, by the way, so look up that number if you're into your numerology or your angel numbers. But Anne and myself want to bring a little bit of upliftment in now, right now. We need it. We need it. We need it.
We do.
Yeah. And we just want to bring that upliftment in and hopefully a little bit of sunshine into people's lives. In fact, the sun is shining as we talk outside. It's lovely. And we need that light. We need to reconnect with the light, reunite, reconnect with the light, and just throw that love and that meditative energy out there to all the earth and keep going. Above all, keep going, keep plodding on. You wouldn't believe what's happened to us. We're not here to moan about things, but this last 2 months, you would not believe what's happened to us in this last 2 months. And, well, it's felt like that sometimes. But then again, we all have our troubles. We all have our pathway in life. But, you know, what we've got to remember is that we're here for a reason, yeah? And that is what keeps us going. It's our mission. If we're not sure what the mission is, well, we've got to discover what that is, yeah? And we've been doing our work for many, many years now, probably 20 odd years. And we're still on that mission, you know. We've not got some kind of magic wand that tells us how things are going to be. We get little snippets every now and again, feelings, you know, that come into us. And, you know, we know that, you know, we feel as though there's something kind of big kicking off right now. The Earth's in turmoil. I'm not talking about the man-made Earth. I'm talking about the Earth itself. There's so many reports of volcanic activity, of earthquakes and major earthquakes that may begin to manifest. So we've got to watch out for that. But it's all part of what we call the birth pains, yeah? It's the birth pains. It's the new earth that is now beginning to emerge, yeah?
Or in your kingdom, the passing of the kidney stone.
Well, that's the point, yeah, actually. Yeah. Perhaps the earth is God's kidney stone.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to think what journey's about to happen then, if that's the case. So, yes, that's a nice analogy.
Sorry about that.
Yes. So does that mean we're going to go down the toilet of life then, or what?
Well, I think we're already in the toilet of life, aren't we, really?
And we're going to crawl ourselves up over the rim of the toilet of life. Right, okay. Anyway, moving on. But I want to hand over to Anne because there's been some, as I say, earth activity going on recently, which is just quite incredible, actually. So I'm going to hand over to Anne now and let her talk a little bit about what she's discovered.
Well, really, for me, it's about a lot of people contacting both myself and Jonathan recently, feeling the depths of despair, really, on a roller coaster ride, not knowing where to turn. So I wanted to just come on and just share with you just a few things that are happening out there, because there might be some of you that are watching this feeling quite alone and feeling that they're the only person that's going through this. So there are many reasons, I believe, that are happening right at this moment in time. There's a lot of man-made stuff, as Jonathan's mentioned, and all these feelings that we're getting from the man-made things. What, you know, if you are a person that watches the news or reads the newspapers, we aren't, by the way. There's a lot of fear being instilled. Whether you watch that or you don't, we're still picking up on what's called the collective consciousness. So all that fear of other people, all the anger, the outrage, anxiety, stress, all that is out there in the ether. And for anybody that's slightly sensitive, I'm finding, especially with all the conversations that I'm having recently, that many, many people are picking up on this and not being able to distinguish whether it's their stuff that's going on or whether it's coming from the ether. Things that people are feeling right now, and this might apply to yourselves, anxiety, stress is becoming particularly heightened. I know we can put that down to the events, what's going on right now in the world, but we can also put that down on picking up the feelings of other people, feeling fearful. Headaches. Don't know whether you've been experiencing headaches. I've had one that's lasted about 2 weeks, haven't I, which is really unusual. I used to suffer a lot with migraines. Those seems to have abated, but they've come back with a vengeance just recently. Heightened dreams. I've been through a period where dreaming has stopped completely. And I've had some really weird dreams, haven't I?
Yep. So have I.
And they've stopped. And then just recently, the dreams are coming back in again, and I'm waking up and I'm remembering the dreams, and they are really, really quite bizarre. So I've mentioned already the stress and the anxiety they might be going through emotional-wise as well. It's just been horrendous, hasn't it?
Emotional nightmare, really.
Absolutely. And it's almost, it can swing from feelings of euphoria to real depths of despair. Now, obviously, we're really aware that there are a lot of mental health issues out there, and we always advise that you must get yourself checked by a medical professional, if you can right now. But I just want to
somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yeah. I just wanted to reassure people that if this is something new to you, consider that it might be on an energy level rather than something physical. But we need to rule out, obviously, the medical side. We wouldn't be, I just can't think of the word, responsible if we weren't to mention that to you. But these emotions that people are feeling right now are not unusual at all. So if you are swings and roundabouts, ups and downs, feeling like you're on a roller coaster, it's perfectly normal for what's going on right now. You might be feeling either really sleepy, and from that, I mean, we've had to have 2 weeks incarceration, haven't we? Mm-hmm. We do have a newsletter where we've been explaining what's been going on as and when, so we don't really need to go into that. We could put links, couldn't we, at the bottom for people to have a look at. But basically, we
haven't been to prison, by the way.
No, we've been. It's this self-isolation. We've had to self-isolate to our great dismay, because neither of us have had any symptoms, have we, at all? But we've played by the book. We've followed the rules to avoid any possible repercussions on that. And during one of those weeks, I've basically slept day and night, really, and just feel as though I've needed that. And for those of you that know me, I mean, Jonathan will tell you himself, I'm a person that's constantly on the go, constantly doing things. You don't generally find me sitting down much. I'm usually very active, but it's not me for six as well. So on the flip side of the feeling really sleepy is also the insomnia. And I know a lot of people are reporting that they just cannot sleep for whatever reasons. It might be the stress, the anxiety they're going through, but also there can be no reason at all for not being able to get to sleep that we're aware of. So I just want to reiterate that this stuff that's happening seems to be perfectly normal for these times. You might be feeling irritable, you might be feeling dizzy, just lots and lots and lots of things, really. So my reason for coming on, I've just said to Jonathan, we really do need to get it out there that please don't ever feel that you're alone in all this, whatever you're going through right now. You're not. And a little bit of advice that we could give you is, it sounds, again, I can't think of the word, but it's one of those, well, basically it's about taking care of yourself. So it sounds like I'm preaching to the converted, to many of you, but drinking plenty of water. The cells in the body need water to be able to do the job, if you like. If you imagine a balloon filled with water, you'll see that how beautifully pumped up it is. And when that water begins to dissipate, or even air, whatever you want to call it, it starts to wrinkle, doesn't it, and shrink. So we need to keep well hydrated.
That sounds a bit like me. Wrinkly and shrinking.
We shall say no more on that. Rest as much as you are physically able to do so. And if it means taking yourself off to bed and having a duvet day or 2 or 3, whatever you need, then do that. It really is important. I believe that the physical body right now is going through an upgrade. And I believe that and it is only my belief, by the way, I'm not talking about this as fact or anything.
You mean it's not fact?
I can't back that up, I'll be honest with you. It's feelings, it's intuition. But I feel that we're going through a great upgrade right now.
I wanted to burst into song then.
Did you?
When you said feelings.
Go on then, it's your show.
Feelings. That's enough.
That's enough, thank you very much. I've lost track now.
I've thrown you off, haven't I?
You've thrown me off completely. But yeah, I do feel that it is part of the upgrade, and we've got to go through this slowly. It can't be something that's just whacked upon us all at once. We've got to go through this gradually, and it's not a particularly nice thing to have to go through. So the headaches, for example, that I've mentioned, and all the irritabilities, the anxiousness, the stress, it's our bodies trying to come to terms with not only what's going on, but come to terms with what we need to achieve ongoing as far as our future self. And we do feel that he's very, very positive, even though things might feel dark right now, that there is a lot of positivity to come out of this. And I'm sure Jonathan's already mentioned in previous speakeasies, or hopefully I'm not speaking out of turn, but this month, October month, is going to be a really, really difficult month.
Ooh, prediction time.
Yeah, and things are going to get perhaps a lot darker, should I dare to say. But ultimately, what I want you to hang on to is if that is applicable for you, because I'm sure it's not applicable for everybody, it's not one size fits all, is that I want you to hang on to the hope that things are going to get better, and no matter how dark things may seem, that you are here for a reason. You have a purpose right now. Our beliefs are that we've chosen to be here at this moment in time because we have a purpose to fulfill. Whether or not that resonates with you out there, I can't say. But for those of you that it does resonate with, please remember that you are here for a reason. How can we find that reason? It's not always going to be apparent. It's not always straightforward. And perhaps there are times that we don't actually need to know that right now. And remember, it's all about what we need to know, not what we particularly want to know. So my advice, as well as, keeping yourself well hydrated, taking lots of rest, eating nutritious food. And by that, I mean foods that are made from scratch. So your vegetables, your salads, things with as much nutrients as what you can possibly get. So if you are able to eat organic, brilliantly. If not, think about taking some good supplements to help the body along the way. So good multivitamins and minerals to help support the body. And on that vein, I would always say, don't go for cheapness. They tend to be full of fillers. Go for the stuff, the more expensive stuff, that as much as you can afford.
Yeah, if you shop online, go straight to Fortnum & Mason's or Harry's.
You are joking. He is joking. That is sarcasm.
Me? Sarcastic?
Yes.
Moi?
Moi? Pretentious? Moi? I think that's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Meditation is key. Sitting down, connecting with yourself, with your inner self. I've written a blog just recently about that, and perhaps we can put a link underneath when this actually gets published, just for you to have a look at. Connect with nature. We say it time and time again, but the earth is a huge healing tool. We need to ground. If you can, get your bare feet out there on the earth, on man-made substances, even stone.
Resource sounds nicer than tool.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
It does.
The earth's not a tool.
No, she's not. She's not. That's not perhaps the right word.
It's a resource.
She is a resource. And she is there to help us. And she provides lots of things that we can draw on right now. But for those of you that are new to this sort of stuff, then just get on your bare feet on the earth for 10, 15 minutes a day if you can. Grounding. You'll start to really feel a difference with that, just breathing in this beautiful air that's out there. Above all, be gentle with yourself. That's really important. Become your own best friend. Treat yourself like you would your best friend. So imagine that whatever you're feeling right now, somebody has come to you with those feelings. What are you going to say to them? Uplift yourself like you would uplift somebody else. That is so, so important. Keep your energy clear if you can. Again, you can do that through meditation. You can do that with grounding with the earth. You can use things like incense, Palo Santo, sage, clearing the energy field, the auric field, and become aware of your triggers. And when you're aware of what's triggered you, or if you're suddenly experiencing an emotion that you don't know where it's come from, sit with that emotion and just understand that, you know, it might not be you. If you can imagine as you're sitting here that you can stand behind yourself and view yourself as a third party and just watch what's going on, just taking a little step back from that, it can be really quite interesting. So if you're getting thoughts that are coming into your head, we all have this monkey chatter, all these weird and wonderful thoughts come in, just take a step back and just look at that thought and view it with interest, view it with curiosity. Where has that thought come from? And one of the best tools that I found through working and teaching meditation is when the mind is really busy, is to ask yourself just this simple question: what will my next thought be? And your mind will just go silent as it searches and it wonders, I don't know, where's my next thought going to be? And so at that point, just smile. Wait for the next thought to come in and just treat that thought with, oh, that's interesting. What will my next thought be? And it just helps if we can just step away and view ourselves as a little experiment, if you like. What's going on? What am I feeling? Where it's coming from? Is it me? Or am I picking up from this collective consciousness? But above all, I'm going to shut up now because I've rambled on enough. But above all, be kind, be gentle with yourselves. Know that you're not alone. Know that there are lots of people out there just like you, just like us. And if we can stay positive, if we can, and I'm not saying we've got to stay positive all the time because that would be unrealistic. We've got to honour what we're feeling. But at the times that we are feeling that inspiration to send out that love, and even when we're feeling down, just imagine that you're sending out, that you're breathing in a beautiful white light, that you're filling yourself with a white light, that you're filling yourself with the love of the consciousness that's out there, and breathing that back out. It really does help. It really does help. But reach out. I think more than anything else, reach out if you're in need.
There's another song there as well.
Is there?
Reach out.
Yeah, I'm not going to sing.
I'll be there. Yeah. Flipping out, you've been saving that one up, haven't you?
I have been saving that one up.
I did a nice little lead-in for you, by the way, to go into the Schumann resonance, but...
You did, and I completely forgot all about it.
You didn't talk about it, did you?
I didn't.
I did you a great setup there.
You
a real
did.
kind of cue into that.
You did. But I don't listen to you, and you're my husband.
Pardon?
When do I listen to you? That's the thing. All right, so just very, very quickly then, I've already spoken about the collective consciousness of the emotions, the feelings that are out there. So any anxiety, anger, irritability that you're picking up right now might not necessarily be yours. It could be that you're picking up on what's going on around. The earth, on the 26th of September, I believe, the Schumann resonance went absolutely off the scale. So look that up, look the Schumann resonance up.
Lots of information about it.
Lots of information about that. We're picking up on that. Jonathan's already mentioned that there's been volcano activity. There's been a lot of small earthquakes going on.
Seismic activity.
Yeah, seismic activity. And also a stopping activity as well, which means that we might be building up to something.
If you're a geologist, by the way, now is your time, okay? Go for it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know enough to speak on that with authority, so I'm not even going to go there. I'm going to ask you to do your own research on that. I can only tell you what's going on in here, what we're sensing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so thank you for those
You're welcome.
Lovely, wise words, by the way. Oh, wise one.
Oh, wise one.
Yeah, thank you.
He's just calling me a witch, that's what it is. That's just...
yeah, but you are a bit witchy though, aren't you? Because I'm not talking about you got a big pointy nose and a pointy hat. Well, actually, you might have got the hat somewhere from a fancy dress ball or something. Yeah, I won't mention the nose at all because I'll probably end up with a flat one. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with that nose. Look.
So it's good, perfectly good Roman nose, is
Absolutely, yes, Roman here and Roman there. So you see, you put me off my stride
Yeah,
now.
well, there you go.
Put me off my stride. So what was I trying to say? But no, it was lovely what you've said there, and it's this reconnection thing, connecting again, connecting with each other, putting your differences aside, however
Yes.
hard that might seem to be right now. You know, if people want to hate you, let them hate you. You know, if people want to despise you, let them despise you. But you know what? The best course of action or protection from that energy is to give back love. Yeah, because when you give back love, you are putting a mirror up in front of yourself, and you're reflecting. You can reflect that negative energy back towards them. But when you're kind of filled with love and you're projecting love, okay, then you are surrounding these people with love.
And they need it. They need it. And I know that's really difficult, isn't it? If somebody is doing something towards you that's really unpleasant, we're not talking about condoning the behaviour. It isn't acceptable. But we can surround those people with love because they are fearful, they are frightened, and that's what makes them react that way. You've probably taken everybody down the rabbit hole previously about brainwashing that's coming out on the radio waves, the airwaves, the TV. All hypnosis. People are
subversive frequencies.
So we've got to be kind. We've got to be compassionate. You know, we've got to keep sending that love out. We've got to keep sending that positivity out because ultimately that's what's going to win the day. I fully believe
yourself.
that.
You got to love yourself.
Absolutely. Be kind to yourself always. Yeah. And when you hear that voice that comes into your head that's putting you down, calling your names, telling you that you're not good enough, please ignore that voice. That's not your true self. That's the voice of ego. That's the voice that's been developed over a period of time when literally you were a sponge as a child and you were taking everybody's thoughts, everybody's feelings on there.
Sorry, you're making me laugh. Where?
Go on.
No, I knew a sponge as a child. His name was Bob.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And did he have a particular role in life apart from being on the seabed at all?
No, we had a good mate called Patrick.
Did he? You've thrown me off again. I'm not coming on here again.
I just pick up on things that you say, that's all.
But,
and it just makes me laugh.
But what I am trying to say is that voice that comes in that's giving you the all the negative stuff, as soon as you're aware of that voice, realise that it's not your own voice. It's the voice of ego. The ego is not you. Your higher self, your spiritual voice, that voice that's encouraging and loving, is so quiet because it's been dumbed down over the years. It's been shouted down. Listen to it. It's in here. And the voice that will encourage you to do things, that will tell you what a wonderful soul you are, how beautiful you are, because you are, it's there. It's there, and all we need to do is listen to that. There's probably so much more I can start prattling on about now, but I won't.
Oh, you go on for hours.
And I do.
Well, we can always save it for another time, of course, but at the core of it all, we are divine beings. You know,
Absolutely.
we are part of everything. And we need to realise that. And it's not an ego thing, you know. We're very, very powerful beings.
We're creator beings.
You know, not in a kind of Superman villain type of way, where we use that power for, you know...
You mean you've not been on here with your underpants on show?
Not yet, no.
Oh.
No,
that's something for you to look forward to.
It's coming. But, you know, we are very, very powerful. We are being made to feel as though we have no power at all, by the way. Yeah, no voice, no power. Families being torn apart, taken down to the individual, to a point, and I've said this before in Speakeasy, to a point where we don't even know what gender we are, okay? And I'm not going to kick up a storm on that one. That's up to you, whether you want to take offence from that statement or not, okay?
We don't take offence.
We are what we are.
We are what we are.
We have chosen to be what we are, regardless. But at the core, we are divine beings of light, okay? Regardless of what we appear to be in this physical illusion, because we are in an illusion. We've chosen to be this way because of the experience and what we can take back and enrich our spirit with. Yeah. Remember that we're here to enrich our spirit. And I tell you what, coming here at this time, that's a fast track to the best rides at Alton Towers up in the spirit world, I think, you know.
I can't remember what that one. We once stood at the base of it, didn't we, one year? That literally was vertical down.
All right, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Nah.
No.
Anyway, moving on. That's making me feel really funny now. It makes me have this really funny feeling in my stomach thinking about things like that. So yes, folks, hang in there. As we've said at the beginning, we've been through it this last couple of months or so, and
we'll be going into it again without a doubt.
It's the awakening, you know, and it will take as long as it needs to take, and we've got to, you know, pull together. We have this wonderful centre, okay, in Huddersfield. And it's our sanctuary, and we know that it's a sanctuary for very many people as well. And
everybody's welcome, by the way. We don't discriminate against anybody.
No,
we're all welcome.
There's no kind of you've not had the medicine nonsense or any of that.
None of that at all. The only thing we do struggle with, though, with mentioning that, is disabled access.
Yeah,
sadly,
we're on a top floor, up 2 flights of stairs.
We are. That's the only downside, though. We have had people going up and down on the bottoms, haven't they?
Yeah.
You know, we will help as much as we can, but that's the only downside of the place, isn't it?
Yeah. But we're available on Zoom if you need any consultations or anything.
Well, we do have a downstairs room, don't we?
We have a downstairs room as well, which will fit a standard wheelchair. I don't know about the bigger ones, the motorised ones, unfortunately. It's always been a little bit of a bugbear for us, really, to say that we're a wellbeing centre, but we literally were drawn to this place, and it seems to have been with us for the last 7 years. So, but if anybody knows of any premises, that are going, please let us know. We're also on the lookout, and I'm sure that something will turn up. But please, just as Anne said, connect with yourself. Connect with yourself, and when we connect with ourselves, we begin to connect with others as well.
And remember, you're not alone, ever. You're never alone.
Never alone. Even if you're in the space, all this space around us is filled with spirit and divine love.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we can all learn to tap into that. Yeah, it's not magic. It's not exclusive.
No.
It's not an elite thing. It's a human thing, and as human beings we've chosen to bring that ability with us and manifest it in physical form.
I can feel a workshop coming on now.
We're all capable of it. Can you? Is that in my aura? Can you feel
it's
it
in your aura? It's in your aura. We can help you to connect. Like I say, it's not difficult.
No, it's love's the thing, innit? In it love's the thing. So don't just love it when like an old geezer does kind of nonsense like that.
When they embarrass themselves.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's it, isn't it? And I'm a little bit older next week as well.
You are?
Yeah. So can't change my numbers round though. You know when you get to an age where you can change your numbers round?
Well, I'm only 35. Did you know that?
That's it. Well, if I change mine round, I'll be 75 next week. And that's not far off.
Never mind.
God, that's not far off.
You're only as old.
You're only as old as
the man that
you look.
So I'm keeping my hands well off you.
Yeah. And I look at myself and I think, God, you are old.
Well, it's that bit, isn't it, when you go into the bathroom on a morning and you look into the mirror. Well, I do. I look into the mirror and scream like, "Oh my God!"
I see this demon behind me.
Who's that old woman looking looking at me?
Don't you have a demon behind you when you look in the mirror?
No, that's me. I am your demon.
Okay.
Yeah. I am haunting you.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, folks. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. You're all brilliant. We send our love to you and all the healing that's ever needed. And
you're amazing. You're beautiful. You've got to remember that. Hold on to that. Positive times are coming. The light's coming. No matter how dark it may seem, just hang in there because you are needed. And
even the ones you want to throttle, even the ones you don't want in your life, you know.
Sorry, I'm just doing the beard. Yeah.
Do it with love. Yeah. Do it. throttle them with love. That's not good, is it? But no, just
Be a nicer way to go.
Send that lovely, amazing energy outwards. And if we can all begin to wake up as we're waking up around the earth, can you imagine all that love energy just overwhelming us instead of all this negative stuff that we get bombarded with? And if you shut off the news and shut off the telly and the radio and you stop looking at it on the internet, they all go silent. It's magic.
It's a magic cure,
it's pure
isn't it?
magic.
You know nothing about what's going on in the outside world.
Bliss.
Perfect.
Yes, it's bliss.
It's perfect.
So, all right, folks. Wonderful stuff. We'll see you soon.
Yeah.
It may be me, it may be both of us. Who knows? But we'll definitely see you soon. All right, you
Wonderful.
take care.
Take care.
Love and light to everybody.
See ya.
Bye.